20 minutes to 3 o'clock. You are watching today on eNCA. Hello again. Now, it's Women's Month, being August, of course, and South African women scientists are taking their rightful place and proving their mettle. Today, we're going to be chatting to celebrated nuclear scientist Senamile Masango. She was part of a team of leading women medical scientists who gave a presentation to the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, just a few days ago when he was visiting our shores. They covered areas like the country's response to the need for local pharmaceutical production, as well as the RNA vaccine science and innovation. You can tell I'm not a scientist. Well, Senamile Masango joining me now. Good afternoon. Welcome to today. Senamile, I was butchering that name of that vaccine because you can tell I'm not a scientist, but you are. How was that experience of meeting Antony Blinken?
A good day to you and good day to your listeners. It was such a great honor, especially representing my country and showcasing the work that the scientists are doing in South Africa. And it's good to know that this COVID-19 vaccine research was done and was led by women. So it's a good thing. And I was honored and humbled to meet a man of his caliber.
Yeah, to many young women who are looking at science as a difficult subject, you are a trailblazer. What has made you achieve, you think? What are these things that have made you achieve what you've done so far as a nuclear scientist?
I'm a visionary by nature, and I am a leader of my own life. I don't want to lie, science is not it's not easy. You have to be prepared mentally, especially for us as women. We are discouraged at an early age that science is not for us, and it's hard to find people who look like yourself. So you have to be your own role model. You have to be your own mentor. I recall while I was doing my undergrad in my class, my male counterpart used to mock me that, what are you doing here, Mfaz? This is not for you. So, and all those things. And, you know, you have to prove over and over again that you are worth it and you belong here, basically. So it's not it's not for the faint-hearted. But it is doable if a girl like me, born and bred in Kwanongoma, never attended a private school. I attended a public school just like everyone else. But here I am. They call me a celebrated nuclear scientist. I'm not sure about that. But yeah.
Yeah, well, we're celebrating you here today on eNCA, being Women's Month. Growing up in Kwanongoma, in the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal, right there in the heart of Zululand, as a young rural girl, did you dream about being a scientist? Where does that journey start for you?
First and foremost, I come from a background where everyone is a teacher. My father, coming from, was a teacher as well, and his 3 wives were teachers. All my siblings were teachers. I was like, no ways. There's no way that Senamile would be a teacher. Then I was lucky enough when I was doing my grade 8, I think. I was 11 years old, and then our geography teacher introduced us to the astronaut. Astronauts are those people who travel to space. I was so fascinated, you know, as an 11-year-old, that, wow, there are people who went to the moon and so forth. And there was no one in Africa who traveled to space. Then I was like, okay, this is cool. I want to be the first African woman in space, and women, there are few in this area, so I want to make my mark and, you know, and make history. Unfortunately, matriculate took it. He became the first man to go to space, but a woman, we haven't had any women. I hope I will be the first woman that goes to space.
Is that part of your vision, or what's next for you?
Anything is possible. For now, I'm trying to build myself within the corporate world. I just registered a consulting company that is named after my father, Mpatisitele Consulting, that provide integrated energy solutions, because I believe in an integrated energy solution. As we are diversifying, we need to diversify sustainably. With all energy sources must be part of the solution.
Okay, let me just take you back slightly. You said you were 11 years old when you were in grade 8, and that's when this new world of science opened up for you in the way you've described. Does it mean you matriculated when you were 15?
Yes, and I started my first year when I was 16 years old. I started doing grade 1. It was SSA then. I was 4 years old. My mom who raised me was a teacher, so I used to go to school with her. And then they discovered that I was smart, you know, although I was as young as I was, I can write, I can do. So then I just continued.
16 years old, you were entering varsity. That was your first year. Were you doing a BSc degree then? Did you choose that route? We have lost this. Oh, you're back. Okay. Did you get my question?
I mean, what I meant.
Yeah, it just froze. It just froze. Thank you. Yeah.
I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
So did you start with the BSc from the first year at 16 years old?
Yes, I was 16 years old. I was not prepared mentally. I wouldn't advise parents to take their kids to university at the 16-year-old as a 16-year-old. You're still not matured enough. For me, university meant freedom, especially where I was from. My father couldn't allow me to do sleepover, so I was like, "Yay! Finally, I'm free." At the when I was 16. So yeah, I started my first year when I was 16 years old.
Okay, so nuclear physics, you are a nuclear scientist. When do you specialize in that, and what does it mean for you today as a South African woman who's a nuclear scientist in terms of all these energy challenges that we are facing?
Women must be part of the solution. By the way, on the 29th of August, Hilton Hotel, I'm hosting a Women in Energy conference where I created a platform where women must come and provide a doable solution. I have a strong lineup. Our deputy minister is a keynote speaker. The CEO of Siemens is a speaker. There are a lot of CEOs who are there. I don't recall them, but there are lots. There are 5 of them. Powerful CEO powerhouse. So it's time, you know, for women to be given a chance and to take a lead in solving our own problems. We are capable. We can do it.
Yeah, it's a very important point you are making there. Finally, if I may, Senamile, besides, you said earlier that it takes hard work, it's doable. Besides commitment and focus, what other qualities do you think a young scientist who might be listening to this interview, or you might see it a little bit later on eNCA's other platforms, after we finish the interview, what would you advise them to focus on?
Study hard. Be the leader of your own life. I believe in self-leadership, where you lead when nobody is watching. You know, it starts with small things. Then, yeah, you will do it. Be a leader of your own life and be your own inspiration. Yeah,
for a nuclear scientist, by the way, you speak very easily and well. I mean, before the interview, you were concerned that you thought 8 minutes might be too long. We've achieved that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and congratulations. And it is really an honor talking to you. And keep flying the South African flag high. And of course, I mean, you are a scientist who's qualified, and many women are looking up to you as a role model. Thank you very much for your time.